Hi there and welcome to your yoga class. My name's Jackie and I'll be doing your yoga class today. And today we are talking about our emotions and feelings and how yoga can help you with that. So we're going to start off with a short breathing exercise that always helps to sort of get you ready for your yoga practice. And we're going to be doing ocean breath today. So just get comfy in a seated position, sitting up nice and tall so there's room for you to breathe. And what we're going to do is we're going to inhale, so breathing in through our nose, and then when we breathe out, we're going to breathe out through our mouth with a big sigh. That's it. So we're going to do 3 of them all together. So breathing in through your nose and lovely, filling your belly up when we breathe in as well. Breathing in and then a big sounding like a big sigh or like the ocean. Last one and a big lovely, and just sitting for a wee second. And even now, just after doing 3 breaths, has anything changed for you? It doesn't have to have changed for you at all. It's just nice to notice these things. That's really half of really what yoga is about, is noticing what's going on, and mindfulness. You might have heard that word before. So we're going to be talking about emotions and how they feel, and can yoga help us with that? So the different sort of emotions you can have a think about at home yourself. So if we feel angry or frustrated or upset, our emotion would manifest itself maybe as crying, or if you're angry, it would maybe as aggression. It's always usually got a consequence. So is there any way that we can try and affect that, or try and maybe accept that these emotions are fine, they are there, they're maybe not going to go away, but it's okay to just maybe accept them a little bit more and just let it go and move on. So we're going to see if we can maybe try and help with that with a little bit of yoga and a little bit of breathing as well. So a big part of that is just observing what's going on. So a lot of the time I'll just ask you, how's your body feeling? How's your mind feeling? All these things, and it's not a question that you need to answer out loud. It's just observing how you're feeling. Because, for example, when we're doing a yoga posture, and it might feel a bit sore, shouldn't be painful, but a wee bit uncomfortable if we're doing a stretch. It's all about observing that it's there, it's real, but just about trying to let it go and using our breath to deal with it as well. Okay, so we're going to start off by doing a little warm up. So we're going to come on to our hands and knees, okay, and we're going to do 3 poses in repetition, okay. So we're on our hands and knees in a tabletop pose. So make sure you're nice and aligned and you're pulling your tummy button back to your spine and your toes are tucked. Okay, so what we're going to do is tuck our toes in, and we're going to lift our bottoms up into the air into a downward dog. Okay, so you can pedal your downward dog out a little bit. And from your downward dog, we're going to then come forward to a plank position. So your body's nice and straight. Adjust your feet if you need to. A plank position here. Okay, you can come be on your knees if you want to as well. Okay, feeling the plank, feeling your body, and then bringing your knees down, and then coming into a rock pose, which means knees together, feet together, head on the floor. Okay, pause for a second, and we're going to do that all again. Okay, so coming up from your rock pose into your tabletop position. Okay, now tabletop might not be very challenging for you, so it's all about just measuring the poses and how challenging they are to you. Everyone will be different. So tucking the toes, popping that bottom up to downward dog, and then maybe pedaling the feet a little bit, feeling your tailbone and your bottom, sort of you're in an upside down V position here, and then we're going to come forward to that plank. So coming forward, bring your shoulders above your wrists, okay, adjust so that you're nice and straight. Remember, your knees can be down, but if they're not down, or even if they're down, you might find that this is quite shaky on your shoulders, but just appreciate that it's there. We're only here for a second because we're going to put our knees down and come into rock position just to rest, okay? So plank can be quite challenging, but you can put your knees down and you can use your breath to affect that as well. So nice deep breathing when things get a little bit challenging, okay? Because breathing actually does help us to relax into a stretch. Triggers the relaxation response and tells our brain it's okay. Just relax a little bit more. So coming up again for the last time, on your hands on your knees in tabletop, bottom up, downward facing dog. That's it. And your hands are shoulder width apart, feet are hip width apart, so that when you come forward into your plank position, you don't need to move your hands or your feet unless you need to adjust the length a little bit. So your knees might be down, remember, or they might be up, but your shoulders are doing quite a lot of work here. And then put your knees down and come into that rock position again. Let your shoulders have a little rest. Okay, so just stay in your rock position. And so now we're going to go on and do a few yoga postures. So you might find some of them are challenging for you. You all might be different. It might be the simplest pose that you think you would find easy, but it's challenging for you. So it's just about observing how you're getting on with it in your own mind, and just being a little bit patient with yourself as well, especially if you've never done it before. We're going to start in that rock position again, just like we finished. That's it. Head down, and it's really nice and calming, nice position this one to do. And then we're going to come up to a tabletop position, just like we did before. Tucking your toes in, we're going to come up to a downward dog. Okay, tailbone high, heels don't have to be in the mat, and your knees actually might be very bent as long as your back's nice and straight. And we're going to walk towards the front of the mat. Keep your feet hip width apart and bend your knees, okay? Hold on to the inside of your elbows and just hang. You can even rest your chest on your thighs there if you want to. And just wriggle about. Ragdoll pose is meant to be really nice and loose and relaxed up here. That's it. And then we're just slowly going to uncurl, coming up nice and slowly up to a mountain pose. Okay, I'll turn side on, but you can stand at the top of your mat. So mountain pose, your toes are together, hands are by the sides, shoulders are nice and relaxed, and really focus on what your feet are doing. Your feet should be nice and planted on the floor. And we're just going to take an ocean breath while we're here. Remember we did that at the beginning, so we're going to take a nice big deep breath in and a nice big lovely, okay? So from here, what we're going to do is turn to the front of the mat, hands on the hips, and we're going to step back with our left foot, okay? Now put the heel on the floor, okay? So your foot will be at a bit of an angle, that's fine. And your hips are pointing forward over that bent knee at the front. And we're going to raise our hands up into a warrior one, palms together, looking up at your thumbs if you want to, or straight ahead. So just notice how that's feeling. Try and keep your back nice and straight and have that bend in the front knee. Watch that front knee doesn't go in front of your toes. Then from here, we are going to really open our arms out to the side. Okay, so our hips are coming round to the side into a warrior two. Okay, your legs haven't changed. Your hip position has, and your arms are out to the side, looking along your front arm. Watch this front knee doesn't fall in. Okay, and just notice how you're feeling. How does this pose make you feel? Warrior two can be quite a challenging one because you're using a lot of your body, but it can also feel really good as well. Nice and makes you feel nice and strong. So we're going to reverse our warrior now. So the front hand flips over, back hand comes onto your thigh, and reach up and over with your top hand and feel that lovely big stretch. Now your legs might be getting pretty tired by now. Keep breathing through it. You're stronger than you think, and we're not here forever, remember. That's it. And then coming back down to warrior two. That's it. Then warrior one, so our hips face the front now. And coming up to warrior one. Lovely. So from here, pop your hands on your hips and step up to the front of the mat. Now, does your right side feel any different from your left side? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but you'll maybe find that you feel a little bit more stretchy in that side now. So we're going to do the other side. I'm going to go to the other edge of the mat, so I've not got my back to you. You guys stay at the top of your mat and stand in a mountain pose, feet together, nice and relaxed. And this time we're going to step our right foot back. So hands on your hips, step your right foot back, plant the heel on the floor, and this knee's bent, it's nice and straight, and your knee is over your ankle, okay? So hips are pointing forward, and we'll come up to warrior one, okay? Feeling nice and strong, you might feel a bit wobbly, keep your breathing going. And then open out into a warrior two. Now don't lean forward in your warrior two, nice and straight with the torso, use those tummy muscles that you've got. That's it. Then flip the front hand over, back hand in the thigh, and reverse your warrior. Legs haven't changed, remember. Remember, they might be shaky, but that's okay. Breathe into it and know that even while you're shaking, you're getting nice and strong while you're doing this. So back to warrior 2 again, and then back to warrior 1. Remember, and switch the hips round to the front like headlights. Hands back in the hips and stepping back to the front of the mat into mountain pose. So coming down onto your bottom now, we're going to do peacock pose, which is basically sitting, and just open your legs as much as you can, okay? That might not be very much. If you open them up, you can also have a wee bend in your knees as well, but toes pointing up, okay? And just adjust your bottom so that you're nice and comfortable, and all you're going to do is walk your hands forward with a nice straight back. Doesn't matter how far you come forward, as long as you're feeling the nice stretch up the back of your legs. So most people will feel this for sure. It's a nice big stretch. But again, using your breath to affect how you're feeling up here, and also how you're feeling physically as well, by trying to trigger that relaxation response. And then coming to sit back up, slowly walk your hands back up. We are going to do a staff pose, which is basically sitting with your legs out long, feet together and toes pointing up, and your hands are on the mat beside you, and you're just sitting up really nice and tall, but you're pulling your tummy in, your thighs are rolling together, and you're sitting up nice and straight. So it takes a bit more effort than it looks like to do this, but it's a really nice still pose, because from here we're going to forward fold. So keep your legs as they are. You can even put a little bend in them if you want to, because what we're going to do is keep our back straight and fold over our legs. Just walk your hands down your legs, okay, like this. So you might be like this with your knees bent, that's fine. But just as long as you feel the stretch, you might reach your toes, that's fine. But you're just trying to bring your chest forward down onto your legs rather than just tucking your head in. We don't want any curvy spines at this point, okay? So just a nice fold. You'll feel this in your back and in the back of your legs. And just slowly come back up again. So we're going to do a pigeon now on our back. So lie down, okay, knees up in the air. Now going to cross your right ankle over your left knee and keep this foot flexed, okay? So stick your heel out, and you can stay here. Make sure that right knee is going away from you to open up your hip. So you can stay here if you want to, or you can lift that left leg and hold on to your thigh if you want to. And this is a reverse pigeon. So you should feel this in your hip. It should feel quite nice as well. That's it. Take a nice big deep breaths. And also having a wee think about, would doing something like yoga on a regular basis, would that help me regulate maybe emotions and feelings? Maybe. Maybe not. But it's nice to just take time to breathe no matter what you decide to do. So putting your left leg across your right knee, pushing the left knee away, and maybe lifting that bottom leg and opening up that hip again. Nice big deep breaths. And then coming down again. So from here, just lying on your mat, just lie out nice and long and put the top of your hands on the floor. We're going to have a quick relaxation, okay? So just lying as relaxed as you possibly can. Taking nice big deep breaths, okay? And I'm going to guide you through this relaxation, just stay lying down. And we'll have a nice guided relaxation called sensations. So just get nice and comfortable where you are and just let go of all your thoughts. Just feel your breath and settle down. And just every time you take a breath out, you're feeling more and more relaxed. So bring your awareness to your breath and settle into yourself. Feel your body as it melts into the mat, and allow your spine to lengthen and your jaw and your face to soften. Let your breathing deepen and your chest expand and your shoulders release downwards and widen. Let your mind become clear, just like the sky, and any thoughts or feelings that arise drift by like clouds. Now let your whole being become like the sky, pure, crystal blue, infinite and unchanging. With your awareness, notice any sensations in your body, such as tingling in your face or feet, or heaviness in your head or your shoulders. Just notice these sensations and allow them to come and go without moving or reacting in any way. Do not mentally categorise the sensations, bad, pleasant, unpleasant, just observe them. Just as all weather and all things, they are just temporary and they arise and pass away. Remain the sky through which they move and disappear even in the face of discomfort. You don't need to react, but allow and release. And just take a couple of minutes just to relax and just notice all the sensation in your body. So now just going to come back into the room, just gently bring your awareness back and gently wriggle your fingers and toes, have a stretch if that makes you feel good as well. And just when you're ready, you're going to come back to a comfortable seated position. So sitting with your hands at your heart, we're going to finish with a namaste, okay? So after 3, 1, 2, 3, namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for your yoga class. I hope that has made you feel nice and relaxed and maybe just a little bit more aware of your emotions and feelings and maybe how to help them as well. So we'll hopefully see you back here for another class. Subscribe to the channel and you'll get all the notifications as well. And if you have any questions, please do message me too. So thank you for coming and I'll see you next time. See you later.